Yeah, that sound means Wayne Townsend. I'm here with my.
Richard Best,
That's right.
CEO of WBN,
That's
Viva
what's up.
Law Network.
All right, and welcome to another segment of 13th Floor Vet Talk. And we're here today where we talk about all things vets. This is a show for vets, by vets. And today's special guest, we have Marisa Estrella. She's the founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services, Inc. Welcome to the show.
Thank you to both of you invite me to talk about Worldwide Veterans and Family Services and how we can help the veterans and their families.
Well, that's great. So let's get right to it, okay? Why did you create your organization?
I decided to create the organization because I went through the same situation. I almost was going to become homeless. And I see that they going through a lot of issues. So I said, let me see how I can help them out too.
Okay, great. First of all, are you a veteran?
Yes, sir.
Great. And what did you do in the service, your MOS?
Oh, my MOS, 71 Mike, chaplain assistant.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've had to visit the chaplain once or twice in my in my 25 years. So, a chaplain assistant, did you enjoy that?
Well, that wasn't my MOS that I picked. They make a mistake in my contract.
Really?
I want to become a JAG, a lawyer.
Okay.
And I didn't know the MOS, how it worked when I began in the service. So my contract, I signed the contract, and instead of 71 Lima, they put 71 Mike. So, and then when I went to training, I find that it was chaplain assistant.
Oh, okay.
Did you just hate life after that or no?
No, but I was fighting and arguing because I wasn't like a religious 100%. And then I said, maybe God put me to this position for a reason.
Good. So as a woman, how different was the treatment as a soldier during basic training in AIT? And AIT is Advanced Infantry Training.
Horrible.
Really?
Yes, it was really horrible. I feel like they would treat me like an animal in there.
Really? Well, basically, that's what most people feel.
Why is that? Why is that? What do you mean?
Well-
an animal. You didn't smile, so I'm asking.
Well, they were like screaming at your face. They put your names.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call me a lot of, get on my face, you ugly.
Yeah.
They says motor mouth because I answer to their back to them.
These are the drill sergeants?
Yes, they're drill sergeants.
It's called dehumanizing first. That's how they have to break you down to become a soldier in the first place. They have to dehumanize you and then make you something that they want you to be, which is a soldier.
It was horrible,
Of course.
really horrible.
So did that discrimination continue during your military career?
They always put name to all the females there.
Yeah.
You're always going to see discrimination in there. Always. You don't want to see nothing different. Because that's the way that I feel.
Yeah.
And did you find that there was a cultural bias there? Or no?
Well, not in the service in there, but at least in my station in Staten Island, because my boss was Irish. And when somebody came back with another less position that I can rank, he told me that I have to obey everything that she said. She was Irish too. And I said, I don't have to obey everything that she said because I have time and rank in here. So if we want to speak with the commander, we go to speak with the commander. But I don't want to let you put me down at all.
Okay.
So we went to the inspector general and I put a complaint.
What rank were you?
I was E4.
E4. Okay.
Wow. What? Yeah, we coming right out of the gate with that.
Wow,
You're coming right out of the
really?
gate with that. Wow, wow. That's an interesting story. So how much time did you, was that your first duty station? And how much time did you spend there?
In Staten Island?
Yeah.
Well, I came out from South Carolina for Jackson for training in AIT.
Know it well.
Yes. And then from there, they sent me in 1998 to 2006. I was stationed in Staten Island.
Okay.
Great. And Staten Island, that's Fort Hamilton, isn't it?
Nope,
No, no,
No,
no.
Wadsworth.
Right. Considering they got 2 or 3 forts in Staten Island. That's right. Okay, great. So, what changes would you like to see for female soldiers in the military?
Well, a lot of respect. And me personally, I don't believe that we're supposed to be getting the respect in there just to get a rank. I saw a lot of stuff over there
Really?
just to get a rank.
Okay, that's my next question. So, what were the benefits of being a female soldier in the military?
There is no benefits. They treat us like the same.
The
As a
same,
man,
really?
As a man, equal.
Wow.
They don't have no benefits at all.
Well, let me just say this: as a veteran from Vietnam era, it was totally different. We didn't have females. If we seen the female soldier, that was a treat to us. That was a benefit in itself. But when we did see one, they were treated differently. I mean, when it came to exercise, there were different exercise. When it came to eating, they had separate eating quarters or separate eating areas. So it was separate. It was a segregated armies when it comes to male and female gender.
The only thing that we have there was like we eat everybody, but the female have to sit in a different table. But we sitting everybody in the same mess hall. And then the other thing is like we do exercise together, men and
Yeah.
females together.
Were you quartered together?
We haven't stayed in the room together. Female have their own rooms,
Okay,
and the men have the other buildings.
I get it.
But we cannot be like hanging out together and talking together. We have like a
No, I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
yes. We have to be 2 females together. And
Right.
we
so,
cannot talk.
So okay. I'm just confused. This is at your duty station, or this is at AIT?
In the AIT.
Oh no, yeah,
in
that's
the boot camp.
yeah. I want to make that distinction, yeah, because for our listeners there, when you go to basic training and AIT, which is your advanced your training for your job, you're still technically you're not a soldier, right? So therefore, you still have to be under supervision of a drill sergeant or such and such. So yeah, I was confused. I thought we were talking about your actual duty station. So I apologize. So you trained at your AIT was at Fort Wadsworth.
No, my AIT was in Fort Jackson.
Was
South
that Fort Jackson? All right. So then, yeah. So your first duty station was at Fort Wadsworth, and that's what we're talking about. All right. So, so was there any? Just to be clear, was there any discrimination that you felt when you at your initial duty station, other than what you said with the Irish? Was that was that an officer? Or was that the?
It's an officer.
It was the CO or
It was
the
no,
XO?
the chaplain officer.
Okay, so I'm not, much time as I spent in the Army, I'm not sure is the structure. So the chaplain is not structured the way a company is. It's not company commander, and then the XO is just the chaplain.
The chaplain.
And he's I know he's a colonel, right? Probably.
Yes.
He's usually a colonel. All right, no worries. And Irish, was he Catholic?
No Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
All right. Wow, yeah, that's a trifecta there. That's
Yeah,
something.
I just wanted to say that myself. That really is different.
All right. So, all right. So, talk to us about your organization. You said that you faced. You said we segued into the discrimination. You said that you didn't want any soldiers to face the hardships that you faced when you experienced in the service and when you transitioned out. Was it the two, or was it one or the other, or did the frustration accumulate over time, or was it just one incident? Or two?
Accumulated over time, both of them.
Okay.
Inside and outside.
Okay, so share some of that before we get into. We're gonna get into your organization fully in depth, but we want to flesh out your motivation, why you created it. So again, apologies. I might have made the assumption that just because you're a woman of Latina heritage, that you may have faced some discrimination because of those issues. Did you find that to be the case or no?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes. That's what happened with my chaplain.
okay,
Yes. Because he says she's Irish, and you have to obey whatever she said. And I said I don't have to obey anything that she said. She hasn't gone to boot camp. She just in training here.
wow.
And I was an E4 rank, and I have like 5 years already in the same place. And he never took me like to do training with him. So they leave in the office, so I have to help some of the soldiers. He never took me with him, no place at all.
Okay, my question, what year did you come out of the military first?
November 21st, 2006.
And how long was you in it?
June 30, 1997.
Okay. So you put in some time in the service. Okay, so then what adversities did you face as a female veteran coming out to civilian life?
A lot.
Name one.
A lot.
Yeah.
First of all, with when you have an accident in the service, they don't tell you that you can apply for compensation.
No,
So-
they don't. They don't tell. They don't tell the male soldiers either. So no, they don't tell you that.
Okay. So I have somebody outside. They have to tell me what I have to do. And then if you go to the captain or you go into the commander to explain to him that you need some help or something like that, they write all the they do counseling statement because you went over the rank because nobody helped you out. They lost my record 7 times.
Wow.
So I have copy of my records. So I went to West Point for a medical board. And when they went over there, I didn't have my records. They didn't have. I was glad that I have my own records in my suitcase, and I have it in there.
Right.
So they couldn't. They never sent it to them, and they lost it at the office over there in the unit. So it was every time I have to go to the board, they lose the record. They lose the record. So that's why they told me in the CD, the generals that saw me in Washington D.C., that they apologize that I have been going through all this.
Okay, so
So you had a
you
general
think-
officer apologize to you.
Yes.
That's huge. A general officer actually apologized to you. That's huge. And was there any? You said counseling statements. Now, for our listeners who are not familiar with that, counseling statement is a form that it can be used for discipline or it can be used for praise. You know, because and basically what it is, it's an agreement that a soldier has with the company or his direct supervisor that they're going to reach certain criteria in their training. You know, you need to have this done by this date and so on and so forth. And then sometimes they can use counseling statements against you. They'll stack them up like paperwork. It's like a paper trail. You know, so is that did I?
Yes, but they gave me a counseling statement because I went over the commander, because I went straight up to the commander to speak with him instead of go to chain of command.
Let me ask you, do you think that was a personal thing, or do you think that's an overall general, the way they treat women, particularly Latino women in the Army?
I think it's discrimination. It depends on your color, where you're coming from. It's not the females. I see a lot of the males that were going through the same situation.
Okay.
All right, this is 13th Floor Vet Talk, WBN Production. I'm your host, Wayne Townsend, here with Mr. Best, and we're speaking with Marisa Estrella. She's the founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services Incorporated. Okay. So you were in the service and you got out, and you said that you didn't know what you were entitled to. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you didn't know what you're entitled to, so how did you become aware? And I know off air you told me that you were homeless, or you were about to be homeless at one time when you separated from service. Was that true? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, but I have to tell you something
No,
else.
that's fine.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, on 1999,
Yes.
because I had an accident in the service, they didn't do the LOD,
The line of duty.
the line of duty.
Yes.
So they didn't do it. So somebody told me what I have to do because I was entitled to compensation.
Okay.
So I applied. After that, I applied. Everybody began having discrimination in the office, in the unit, because they didn't want me to do it. So I began learning all the benefits that we're supposed to be getting. So that's when I began applying to different stuff. And that's why they decided to lose all my records. And then I began learning what my benefits, and then I decided to do work study. And the work study I learned with a VA Chapter 31. That's what I began doing work. All the benefits that we can get. So after that, I began learning little by little.
Self-taught.
Yes.
Excellent.
Nobody told me anything in the Army, in the unit. Nobody.
Yeah. They might have wasted the opportunity not sending you to to the JAG.
But you know, basically, that's how most veterans find information. When they need it, it's not readily available through the channels. So we go out and start searching on our own and stumble upon things that helps us. The Army doesn't have a structure to tell you what to do and when to do. That's exactly what WBN is about, that structure. When a soldier comes out of the military, what does he do? How does he do it? When do we do it? We don't know. It's haphazard. But if you had a structure, if you had a form that says A, B, and C, in order to get benefits, then it's good. Now, I'm not saying the Veterans Administration doesn't do their job. What I'm saying is it's hard for a veteran to get the information that they need. Even though the information is there, it's hard for him because he has PTSD or any other mental or physical illness to extrapolate that information. So that brings me to the question about your organization.
Before we get there, let's pay a bill or two. All right,
Okay.
hold that thought, Mr. Best.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Comfortable?
You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I asked what kind of family she wanted.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Si algo se nota diferente podría ser Alzheimer, es momento de hablarlo. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer Association y the Ad Council.
And we're back. 13th floor Vet Talk with Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services Incorporated. Mr. Best, you had a question?
Yes, my question is, since you were going through all of this stuff trying to figure out yourself and how to proceed in civilian life, you started your own organization?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about what your organization does and how did you move forward to start that organization?
I decided to open it because I was going to be homeless with my 2 kids, and I have both knee surgeries, and I have to apply for public assistance
Okay.
because the unit didn't help me out with the money, and they took almost a year and a half to give me the retro,
Yeah.
and I have to go to the JAG. That's the only way I got my money back.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that a lot of, that I saw a lot of the veterans going to the same situation when I've been going to the VA hospital, and I said, I don't want to allow nobody to go to the same situation that I went through. It's
Right.
really hard because I have 2 kids minors.
Right. All right, were you in school at the time or you just separated from the Army and, you have 2 kids dragging around with you? How did you circumvent all of that?
I was in school. I was in college,
You were in college.
in Mercy
okay.
College.
Okay.
So, DOD let you separate without filling the line of duty form? They let you separate your service with an injury, with a service-connected injury.
Yes, sir.
That's not appropriate. No, you know that, and I know that. And all right, wow. So, yeah, you are completely a conglomeration of everything that could possibly go wrong with the military. I mean, a lot of times the people we come through, some of the vets fall through the cracks, but it seemed like there was actually a overt. An overt act committed against you to make sure that you weren't handed what you were entitled to. And,
Right, they pushed you in a hole.
we
You didn't fall through the crack.
Yeah. And we praise your strength, and that's one of the reasons why we brought you onto the show, because we want to empower all our listeners, our vets and their families as well, to let them know that, even as hard as the situations can become, that you can overcome it. Not only did may I call you Marisa?
Yes.
Marisa, not only did she overcome it, but she started an organization to help the vets and the listeners here. So, again, I didn't mean to cut you off. So,
what services do your organization provide to veterans?
We provide housing. We provide some of the benefits that they're supposed to be getting from his families, and workshops.
Okay.
And the training, we're going to begin working with training and job placement. So what we're doing right now, we refer people that I know, a lot of landlords, getting apartments if they have vouchers. And if they need job training, so we send it to my people that I know in the Department of Labor, and people that they know that they have a lot of companies. I trust them. And a friend of mine, he trained. He gave OSHA classes, different classes. It's a law enforcement retirement, and he's a vet too. So
Okay, great.
that's what he does. And I send it to him so that way they can help him out.
All right, so you have employment and training programs. So do you have specific businesses that you deal with or specific educational institutions that you deal with?
Yes, we send them to Lehman College.
All right.
Yeah, we refer them to Lehman College, the one in 2501 Grand Concourse, the continuing education.
Right.
Yes, and we send it to Austin Community College and CUNY. And then I have a private people that they teach OSHA classes and another company that they give it for free, that they don't have to pay for OSHA.
Oh, shit.
OSHA, that's,
Okay.
I know they,
That's for the construction people.
yeah,
that-
yeah, I
Right,
forget
you
what
know
it stands for. But yeah, they make sure that you're not breathing asbestos and all that stuff. I forget what OSHA stands for, but
So 30 hours.
is that, do they receive a certificate for that, or?
Yes.
All right, so,
And a
they,
license.
they do get a license?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool beans.
And they can get a job. They place them right away.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, with companies or with the city, or
With
is
the-
it governmental, or whoever's?
Whatever they hiring. But most of the time it's private developers and construction company.
Okay.
All right, so how many veterans have you served since you opened? And what changes you wish to apply in the future to better your organization?
Last year we served 2,193 veterans.
Really?
Last year. This year, I hope that we go more than 6,000.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
OSHA stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration, by the way, and that's a government agency. So that's what OSHA, and they're responsible to make sure that you're not breathing toxic waste in buildings, and all that good stuff. So thank you. I just wanted to add that. I'm sorry.
Your organization does great things for veterans in the community for the holidays. Can you expand on that for us?
Well, we did it in July. We did a makeover spa for the female veterans. We gave him makeup. We gave massage. We put him clothes. That way they can walk for the self-esteem, because a lot of them, they need it. I was a little feel bad because some of them, they were saying thank you. They didn't have money for 9 months to go to the hair salon and cut their hair, and they were wearing wig, and they were crying and hugging us over there because we partnered with Women Health.
Yes.
And then we have another one, she said she couldn't braid her hair almost for 6 months, and they didn't have the money to do it.
Really?
Yeah, they have 80 years old, 70 years old, 55 young females that they said they never wear makeup. So somebody put the makeup to them, and they were so happy. They have the eyelashes and everything. And it feels
that's
good when you
Yeah,
do
sure.
that.
Yes.
Sure, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it affects your health and your self-esteem, first of all, your mental health.
And we did the baby shower for the females. We have 75 females pregnant with their husband.
Wow.
And we get him everything that they need for the kids in there as a gift. And we train them what they have to be doing.
Good.
It's a workshop. And then we did the Christmas over here at Lehman College in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And then we did the turkey in the parking lot again. And then we did the other turkey one. We did it at the VA hospital. And then we come in December 17th, we're going to have the Christmas gift in the VA hospital.
At the Bronx VA Hospital?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's cool beans. We're here with Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services. So you talked a lot about just their services that you provide for the families. Can we expand that a little bit? What do you, for the, I know the sponsor would be the service member, so what other resources do you provide for the actual family? I know sometimes the reason why I ask that question is because VA is very sponsor centric, right? So, so a lot of times as a spouse, you go to the VA and they be like, well, come back with the sponsor and then we can help you. So, and do you find that these families are aware of that distinction for the VA, the sponsor and dependent?
No. They
Okay.
don't have a lot of information.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, so how do we educate our listeners on that? So, I mean, a lot of VA has a lot of resources available for the entire family, but it requires a certain procedure, so to speak, and it has to be initiated from the sponsor, correct?
Yes.
So talk about some of the disconnect with that you find. So
I see that a lot of the widows and a lot of the spouses, they don't know what's the benefits that they have. And some of the husband or wife, they don't tell them what kind of benefits. In case they get divorced or something, they don't want to let them know.
They could have.
Yeah, I get that. I know, right? I hear you.
You know? And some of them, they don't understand that they have to explain what they're entitled with the kids and education and the wife and the husband. And we're trying to see if we can do workshops and partner with the VA or the Women Health, at least to begin with the female first. And to do workshop, that way they can understand all the benefits that they can get. Because they don't know. Some of them, they didn't know. Some of them, like 2 weeks ago, a lady asked me, what kind of benefits did I get for my husband? And I said, he was next to me, so I didn't know what to say. Maybe he didn't want to tell him for 20 years. So I said, you're entitled to go to school, you're entitled for the CHAMP BA, or you're the TRICARE, you're entitled, depends on the DD-214 that he has. We have to check. And what's the percentage? If he's retired or he have income compensation. And then she said, I didn't know he's a veteran. He never told me he's a veteran.
Wow. So, okay. Well, that's funny. Does that fall under, I really don't want you to know? That's fall under, you know what? It never
Dawned on me,
need
or
to share.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I couldn't.
Some of the veterans that want to let people know that they are veteran, I know a lot of them.
Well, why is that?
They feel like nobody respect them. And sometimes they feel that nobody is doing nothing for them. And all the people, they don't want people to say, thank you for your service. They don't like when you tell them, thank you for your services.
Yeah, I get a little upset with that too.
Well,
So-
I don't. I love it. As a matter of fact, where we're at in Middletown, New York, it's totally different than the city. In Middletown, they will thank you for your service, and I even had a couple of people pay for my lunch if I'm wearing my hat that says Vietnam veteran, that I'm a veteran. But in the city, it's totally different.
Oh, 100%.
A totally different atmosphere.
100%. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But this is the 13th floor Vet Talk, WBN production. We're coming to you live on the Bronx Journal Radio. Thank you, Lehman. I appreciate that. And we'll be back after this announcement.
I can't believe he found them.
He seems sorry.
We very clearly told him not to look up there.
I'm honestly impressed that he was able to do it.
Right? What, did he balance on that big chair? Or...
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'll just know what his gifts are this year.
I really thought we had hidden them well.
If they can find their presents, they can find a gun.
911, what is your emergency?
Every day, 8 kids and teens are unintentionally killed or injured by loaded and unlocked guns. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and End Family Fire.
I can't.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket, you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community.
And we're back. This is 13th Floor Vet Talk, WBN Production. I'm your host, Wayne Townsend. I'm here with Mr. Best. And today's special guest is Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services Inc. Is there a website? Is there?
Yes.
You want to share it?
Yes.
Let's get it out now, and then we'll do it again at the end. All right. So what's up?
www.worldwideveteransfs.com.
FS?
Yes, sir.
As
Sam.
Foxtrot Sierra?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That-
All right. So worldwide, www.worldwide
Veterans.
Veterans
FS.com.
Foxtrot Sierra FS.com. Excellent. All right.
So we understand that one of your main priorities is to decrease the homeless veteran situation. How is your organization accomplishing this?
It's very hard.
I'm sure.
Really hard. Because I send, let me see, like more than 5,000 letters to all the politicals that we have in here and in the White House and the one in charge for the veterans, and nobody reply back to you.
Really?
Okay, requesting help for those hot apartments and houses that they have, just to guide me, how can I get them? And then you apply to ask them how they can donate some land, that we can do a community for the veterans, and nobody reply back to you at all. And you tell them,
That's a really good idea. I mean, we talked about that, off mic, how the VA, yeah, there's land. I mean, there's government land. The government owns land. Why can't they just allocate land and build cheap housing for vets? Why are we, when I say we, why is the government spending, allocating all these funds for these third party individuals that are A, not vets, B, don't know how to speak to vets, and C, are only interested in their own profit? So if we created a community that was literally by vets for vets, the cleanest housing area I've ever seen in my entire life was on-base housing. I mean, you don't see that in the Bronx. You don't see that in Manhattan. You don't see that in downtown Brooklyn. You don't see that in Wyoming. The cleanest, all the grass is mowed. Yeah, and I was going to say police. There's no trash because vets understand. So I mean, this is part I don't want to say that it would have to be a whole lot cheaper. It would have to be a whole lot cheaper for the vets, for the VA, the Veterans Administration, to say, okay, here's X dollars, go build these housing, just build these houses for these vets. So speak to that. I know we talked about that a little bit. So talk to me about that. I know you have I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'm gonna let you go. Roll with that.
One of the things that I told them is like, if you come out before you come out from the service, if you become medical discharge or retire, why they have to wait like at least 8 months or a year with a mentor outside? And if you have a lot of Michelama co-op, okay, why you don't get a building from Michelama, move them in there,
right?
And then after they progress, going to school, getting a job, but at least you have a place, okay? Right. Because you're giving a VA loan, but the VA loan is like $725,000, but if you don't have a good credit and you don't have income, they don't give it to you. So why you don't give him make a buildings for Michelama for veterans?
Right.
And they can come out, live in there.
Right.
Okay, it's less money.
Use that, right. Use that money, right. Why not? It's allocated. It's not like the money's not there. I mean, the money's there. Like you said, if you had good credit, if you had income, they would just say, well, here's the money and they guarantee the loan. The VA guarantees the loan. I mean, this is the epitome of mismanagement.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, the money is there. It's just not being managed correctly. It is not being managed correctly.
And that's the fault of the veterans community at large, because we both have organizations that's here to help veterans. How can we better serve veterans? Partner up and do proposals to our public servants, to our congressmen, our senators, and all the people who are involved, and let them know your ideas. Let them know, okay, that this is a viable plan. But that's exactly what it would have to be, a viable plan. Present it to people that's got the money, that's going to allocate the resources to the veteran community to make this thing work.
We're here with Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services, Inc. And I know you said, why do we need to apply? I know that's a rhetorical question, but talk to me about that, because that's your vision. Basically, that's your vision. Why do we need to apply? You're right. Why can't we just, because to your point that you said, if you were still DOD, if you were still property of the Department of Defense, you would just go on sick call, or you would just go to area-based housing. So why can't the VA be structured in a similar fashion? I think that's your question.
Yes.
So.
I think if we fight for this country,
yes,
okay, and we sign a contract, okay, and we have done everything we're supposed to be doing for this country, why do we have to apply for everything? We don't have to apply for public assistance, Medicaid, housing, get a VA loan. If you don't have a credit, you don't have this, you don't qualify. So we're supposed to be getting everything for free. Because when we sign in, we're giving our life. So our life doesn't have a value. So we're fighting for this country.
Right.
So why do we have to apply for everything and be denied? When they deny you, you feel bad because you feel like you fight for this country, you've been denied everything that you fight for here.
Right.
And nobody's doing anything. It's for years and years and years. And then I see that a lot of the landers or developers, they get money to build, and then if a nonprofit comes, they give him like $2-3 million a year just to have veterans in the buildings. Why you don't pay? Why you don't build the community? Why you, instead of giving that money to the developer, if you have free land, just build something for us, for the community of the veterans in there. Because when we together, it's like a family because we are family.
Yes.
And we understand each other. But when we are isolated, it's just, we feel like the government is isolating everybody. It's
Right.
like we don't belong here.
But that's their purpose. The whole deal is this, is that we have to come up with a viable plan to make it happen. We can't expect the government to say, okay, they already know this is the way it should be, and they already know that they have the capability of doing it. What they're saying is, do they have the knowledge to make us do it? Will you present a proposal, or a group of veterans get together, present a proposal to the VA or the Department of Defense or whoever, letting them know that not only can we buy the property, that we can also manage the property and take care of the property so that the veterans can live a healthier, better life. That's what they're concerned about, that we don't have the capability or the capacity to take it that next step, which we do. We'll make them a believer.
I did. I gave 7 proposals similar to that.
There you go. That's the answer.
To whom?
That's the answer.
To the government, DHS, Department of Homeless Services. We gave it to the VA. We gave it to different organizations, foundation.
That's the answer.
Okay, I have different foundations that we submitted, banks.
Any
nothing.
politicians?
Any politician
yeah,
too.
Yeah, have it.
I
Yeah.
have some of them, like Adriana Espaillat, Fernando Cabrera, who's the borough president. It's a few of them that they know.
Any senators or
No, the
congressmen?
senator, I speak with Gustavo Rivera.
Okay.
But everybody said, like, oh, send me the information, okay, yes, no. Even though to give me a supportive letter, it was very hard because they said they cannot give you a supportive letter.
All right. We're here with this 13th Floor Vet Talk, WBN production. We're here with Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Services. I just got a text. They said that your Facebook page is live. You want to share that with your
Oh, my Facebook? Yes.
Yeah. Because it says your I have a listener here that's saying that they can't access your website.
Yes, my right.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that to a minute, but give us your Facebook page, because we want to plug that, because we want to make sure that all the listeners here can get access to your.
I have the website. I have the Instagram, and I have the Facebook.
Okay.
I have an app.
And Twitter too? No.
We just opened it last week.
Okay. All right. So what's your Facebook page?
The Facebook page is Worldwide Veterans and Family Services.
On Facebook, right?
On Facebook.
Okay. All righty. So that's Worldwide Veterans and Family Services on Facebook.
Yes. Okay. And the Instagram is Worldwide _WBFS.
WBFS. Okay.
Whiskey, Victor, Foxtrot, Sierra.
Gotcha.
She's a stone veteran.
That is absolutely great. I'm glad we were able to get that out, and I'm glad, and thank you, listener, for being on top of that. Appreciate that. So yeah, so you might want to check that out, because she said. Anyway, but yeah, your Facebook page is up and running. Hit Marisa on the Facebook, and if you have any further questions about the topics that we're sharing, Marisa, you told me that you are working on a class action suit.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to us about that.
I'm working on a class action regarding why do we have to apply for benefits, and at the same time, why do we have to be homeless
before we get the benefits?
The benefits.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is asinine. Yeah, so.
Because we did a research, we have 898,000 homeless veterans in the United States.
How many?
898,000 homeless veterans in the United States.
Wow. I mean, and there's only 1 million service members, so that's crazy to me.
And
the
that's
percentage is crazy. Yes. That's what that is.
And that's why I opened an app, because I want to figure out how many females do we have and how many males do we have homeless people in the branch of services. That will help a lot with the class action.
Right. So are you trying to break down the gender per organization, like the Army, the Navy, each
Yes.
one of them? Yeah?
Yes. So that way we know which one it is and which one is having more issue.
Okay. Would that be helpful, or
No.
is that just FYI kind of deal? So
That's just for my record.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Now, since you opened the door, I mean, do you find that certain branches, certain service members from certain branches are more effective or more affected? So either as far as proceeding with trying to find the benefits, do you find a certain branch or
The
certain?
Marines, they help more the Marines.
Shocking. The Marines. So, is that a rank thing, or just a Marine thing, or is it a cultural thing, or is it just Marines?
Well, I have been going to a lot of events this year, and I see they only mention the Marines.
Really?
They say because the year they have 100 years or something like that.
100 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's only like what about us? It doesn't matter. That's the day that you have 100 years.
Right.
That's the Marine's birthday.
Yes, and then if you do like an event for the veterans, why? Oh, this event is going to be for the Marines. So what about the Army and the Navy?
Yeah. What about the Army and the Navy?
Yeah.
Well, the Navy not so much. No, just kidding. Just kidding. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't get it right. So we are here with Marisa Estrella, founder and president, Worldwide Veterans Family Association, and we'll be right back.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Amine. Sometimes starting a conversation with a friend about mental health can feel awkward, but your support can make a huge difference. You know your friends best, so if you feel like something's wrong, trust your instinct and reach out. Learn how to start the conversation at seizetheawkward.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
And we're back with Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans Family Services Incorporated. This is 13th Floor Vet Talk, WBN Production. I'm here with Mr. Best. My name is Wayne Townsend, and we are here on the Bronx General Radio airwaves. We want to thank them for graciously allowing them time on their precious airwaves. We really appreciate the support and the love, and that's what this is all about, bro. This community, we're trying to grow this thing and make sure all you vets out there and family members are aware that these benefits are out here. We have these programs. We also have these agencies that are willing to work with you. And I can tell you right now, for those of you who are not on Facebook Live, having been sitting here with Marisa on this time on the air and outside during the prep, she is extremely passionate. She's an extremely passionate person about her organization and what she does, and she is dedicated and she a hard charger. So I'm telling you guys, if you reach out to her, you'll definitely be better for it. Because her organization and her passion and her crew that she assembled there are top notch. They're aces. So again, we want to thank you for what you do for the vets. So thank you for your service, and thank you for coming on the 13th Floor Vet Talk with us today.
Thank you.
So your organization has done a number of things that you just got finished stating. What other goals does your organization have for the future?
It's a lot of goals.
Good.
Okay. One of them is just beginning buildings for the homeless people, for the veterans in here. I don't like shelters. So I want to have at least community for them, at least 7. That's one of my goals, to begin at least with 7. And then we just opened Worldwide Veterans Family Service in the Dominican Republic last week.
Great.
Because
Congrats.
we have 25,000 veterans from here living over there.
Congratulations.
So we're working in that, and after we finish in here, and we finish in the Dominican Republic, we want to move to different countries because we have, in Colombia, we have 8,000 veterans. In Panama, we have 5,000. And they don't know what kind of benefits they can apply.
So-
A lot of them, they call me because they don't know what form and how they can go to the doctor because they don't know nothing, how they can get benefits.
Now, are these expatriated veterans, or are they citizens of those countries?
No, they citizen from here, for the United States.
And they expated there? Okay, that's cool. I've been thinking about that myself, you know. Yes, the DR, I've visited there. It's beautiful there. I like the beaches there. So anyway, so they're expatriated, and so now, is there any difficulty with that? I figure with the advent of the internet and such, you wouldn't need to be on the ground, so to speak, hands on the ground to get access to these benefits. But I'm looking at your eyes right now, and your eyes are telling me a different story. They're telling me a different story. So is it that much difficult when you live outside the U.S.?
Yes.
Okay.
Because some of them, they don't know how to use the internet and do search.
Who's these vets you dealing with, man? You know, this is the new army, man. That's all about the internet.
Yeah, but people from Vietnam era.
Okay.
Those people over there, they're leaving over there.
Fair enough.
Yes, and then some of them, they don't know how to do the search. And then if they have to go to the doctors over there, like in Panama, we're working with the person in charge over there. They just call me, what's the form that they can apply here? Because there is a form here that if you go international, you can apply, and you can go to any military base in that country, and you send the bill, and they pay for it.
They send a bill to the VA,
Yes.
and the VA pay.
No, to the VA affairs. It's a form that they have.
Right.
A special form for international medical, but you have to send the bill.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you get, all right, so I'm sorry, man, I'm confused. So you go to the military base.
You go into the VA affairs. They have the forms.
Right, okay.
In there, and you search international medical reimbursement
Okay,
or bills, and they send you then you download the form,
right.
and then you take it to the doctor that you're visiting.
To the
over there.
base.
No,
to the doctor.
Oh, to the
and
doctor.
then he sends
in
it.
that country.
Right.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you said that you can go to
Military.
the military base.
In the Dominican
that-
Republic or
or the-
Colombia, Panama, it doesn't matter.
A U.S. base or
No. in
their
that
base?
Their base.
Their base, okay. Because I know Panama, obviously, we have military. We definitely have a military base. In fact, I want to say Panama is one of the largest expat communities in the world. It was the largest, and I want to say I think the one in Thailand is growing fast too. But I've done my research too. I want to get out of here. I'm tired of the snow.
Well, they're having a lot of issues in Panama.
Yeah, like what?
The medical benefits, they don't know, they don't want to come back here. And they don't want to fill out the form because it takes too much for the benefits. And that's what we're working on.
But isn't that okay? I love bashing the VA. I do, and DOD too. But isn't that on the soldier? I mean, what do you mean they don't want to fill out the benefits, the forms?
It's on the soldier.
Yes.
But it's supposed to be when you come out.
No, I get
it's
it.
supposed to give you everything. But for them, it's like a headache. Doing all the paperwork.
Yes.
Trust me, I hate paperwork too.
And waiting, maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, and coming over here, go to the doctor.
Right.
It's hard.
Yes.
No, I get it.
And then you get discouraged and disparaged about it, and you decide to do other things to, let me say, fix your sickness, depending upon where your head is at the time. A lot of people, that's where suicide comes in. That's when drug addiction, alcoholism come in, because your mental illness don't wait. Wait 6 months for you to get the go-ahead from the VA or from whoever else. So with that being said, do you believe the veterans community and organizations are united to help the veterans?
I'm trying to do that now.
Me too. That's what we're doing too.
Yes. I request that while all the community board for the 5 borough, we don't get together just to talk about the veterans, the person in charge for the veterans in each community board. That way we don't have to be going to this community board, at least we can have like a lunch or a breakfast or something or dinner that we can get the person in charge of the veterans in that community where we can sit down and talk how we can work together.
Right.
So every community board has a veterans affiliate affiliate that's connected to the city. All right, so okay, that's good, and they're not communicating with one another. That's what it sounds like.
No.
You're telling me. Okay, all right. So yes, we need to address that. So are you leading the charge on that?
We're trying.
Okay.
I'm working with the Community Board 7 and the Community Board 5 to see
Right.
if we can put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And we can make a lunch or a breakfast or something that we can get together and we can talk about it
Right.
to see how we can help each other and how they can recognize the veterans that we have in each.
Now, are those community board members veterans themselves, the ones that are coordinating?
Some of them that I know, yes.
Okay, all right. Because I mean, I've seen the bureaucracy. And the one thing that vets hate is bureaucracy.
Absolutely.
But the thing is that when you get a bunch of vets together, then there isn't any, because like you said, we come together as a community and we accept the challenge and we drive until mission complete. So that I'm just curious, because I would think, I don't know where the disconnect is. There's a disconnect somewhere. So the community boards, because you figure if you get the community boards together and then as a voice, one voice, you would go to the city and find out what's up.
Well, disconnect I see is in communicating. Getting each organization to see your idea and see your plan all at the same time. Now, you might get one community board who says, "Oh yeah, we're on board," and the next one says, "Maybe we're on board," and then the next one will say, "No, we're not on board at all." Even though it would help all of them if we all got together to do these things in a timely, concise fashion. So that, again, with that being said, you're dealing with personalities and different organizations that have different agendas. The veterans organizations, particularly like WBN and Worldwide, we're here for the veterans and their families and friends, which means the community at large. So how do we sit down at one table? Well, that's between you and me as CEOs of our own organizations to expand upon it, to sit at a table and work it out. So anytime you're ready, I'm ready for you. Okay, we'll sit down and we'll make it happen.
This is the 13th floor, Vet Talk, WBN Production. We're here with Marisa Estrella, founder, president, Worldwide Veterans and Family Service, Inc.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
And we're back. 13th floor, Vet Talk. I'm your host, Wayne Townsend. I'm here with Mr. Vest. And our special guest today is Marisa Estrella. She's the founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Family Service, Inc. And we have a few minutes left, Marisa. So is there any particular topic that we haven't covered, or anything that you thought we missed that you want to get our listeners?
Well, what I'm asking is the politicians to help our veterans, and at least that we have the respect in here in New York, because I see they don't respect the veterans in here at all. And that's what we're trying to teach our kids over here in the school, and the people, at least when they see us over there, to have a little respect. They don't respect, even though you're homeless, and they see that they're homeless and the veterans, they really talk bad about them in the street. And they say, don't sit next to them, get out. He's crazy, he's a veteran. I don't like that.
You've seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So how large is the homeless population in New York City, the vet population in New York City?
We have a lot.
Yeah,
We have a lot. I don't have the number on hand right now, but I have it by community boards.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So, and your community board that you're dealing with is 7?
7 and 5.
5 and 7, and that covers what sections in the Bronx? You know.
The one that we have, it covers when I have the office on Grand Concourse and Photo Road.
Yes.
And then the other part is like 196 in Kingsbridge, in that area in Bedford Park.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Lehman. That's pretty much up here.
That's
So.
what we're working with too. So with all these veterans out there trying to reach you, how can a veteran reach out to you and your organization?
They can come to my office, 2501 Grand Concourse, on the 3rd floor in Lehman College. And it's, when you come into the building, you just say Lehman College. We're inside Lehman College. And then my phone number is 646-600-1848, and the office number is 646-399-3900.
Slower.
I'm ready to say that. Now say it slower.
Say it slow. One more time. Say it slower.
Okay, my cell number is 646-600-1848, and my office number is 646-399-3900.
And your office hours are?
Monday to Friday from 9 to 5.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about holidays and all that stuff?
No, holidays, we don't work the holidays.
Yeah, okay.
And if we're not in the office, you can leave a voicemail, because sometimes we're in the field doing workshop, or we're trying to partners
Oh, good.
with other organizations, because we partner with 41 organizations already.
41.
Yes.
Wow. 41 organizations. Okay, so listeners, you hear that? So so that's one-stop shopping. That is one-stop shopping. So if you contact Marisa Estrella at www.worldwideveteransvf.com, and you have hyperlinks, so you'll be able to link and get all the information any information that you may need for your needs. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I find it sad. I'm fortunate. I consider myself fortunate. We all have PTSD to a degree, and I've been fortunate that I had mine treated, and I had good professionals that helped me with mine. And most of my comrades in arms have dealt with it successfully. So these numbers are really shocking to me. They just are, and I'm glad you're out there helping them. I really am, because we need people like you. I'm sorry you had to go through what you had to do to get there, but we need people like you in organizations like this to make sure that we get what we get. And where do I sign for that class action suit? So yes, that class action suit, guys. So we need signatures. So contact Marisa directly, so she'll tell you where to sign.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. We appreciate it. We have 1 minute left. Mr. Best, you have anything?
Yeah, I certainly do. I appreciate you, first of all, for being here. Thank you so very much. And we do need more organizations such as yours to partner with us, okay, because we are a digital network. We can get the word out. And your organization is one of the organizations that we like to work with to help veterans issues. So if you please, give us your website again so that everyone else out there can hear you one more time.
No, we got it. We're out of time, Mr. Best. Sorry, but we got it. So this has been the 13th Floor Vet Talk. I'm your host, Wayne Townsend. We're here, Mr. Best. And our special guest today has been Marisa Estrella, founder and president of Worldwide Veterans and Families. Until next time, guys, thank you for listening. This is signing off.